Good morning. It is February 4th, Tuesday. I'm Gene. You're hanging with Uncle. So, today I want to talk about Black History Month. Pretty much why it's important, how it got started, and when it was actually recognized. So, let's get into that. Um, I hope you have your coffee. So let's get into it. All right. How important is African American history to the United States? There would be no United States if it weren't for African Americans, because slaves built this country. The White House was built by slaves. All your farming that the white man was too lazy to do was done by slaves. And that's how they ate off the sweat of other people's labor. That's just the way it is. It's a fact. It's the truth. And if you have another opinion, I'm sorry, it's wrong. I don't care what you think, it's wrong. African American people, black people, have been mistreated in this country, looked at as secondhand citizens, not worthy of, breathing the white man's air. So, even look at the let's go back to the Civil War, right? Even the Civil War, you had black people fighting for their freedom. I don't really think anybody cared to protect a nation that enslaved them, but they wanted to be free. So you had black people fighting for the Union Army for their freedom, and you also had black people fighting for the Confederates because they were promised freedom. And again, it was all, window dressing, because even after the Union Army won, the only thing really you were free from is being owned by someone else. You still didn't have equal rights. You were considered 3/5 of a person. So you didn't have the right to vote. Even as times progressed, you had to go to black only schools, which is why we have historically black colleges and universities, or HBCUs. So when I hear idiots saying, "Oh well, why do black people get their own college? Why are they so special?" It's because of racism, okay? Because black people were denied going to school with white people, they had to form their own education system. Under Plessy versus Ferguson, it was called separate but equal. You have yours, and we have ours, and it's the same thing. You're getting taught the same information, which you're not. You didn't have the same quality standard of education. Your learning supplies and tools were subservient to what white educated schools were getting. So there was nothing equal about it. So that's why HBCUs were formed in the first place. Now you had World War II. Okay? World War II, where we were fighting against fascism, against tyranny, so people could be free throughout the world from living under oppression, yet here in the United States, there was segregation. You had, again, black only schools, drink from the white only fountain, go to the back door. Everything was separate and segregated, but you had to go fight for another country and their freedoms, which is why Muhammad Ali lost his heavyweight title, because he refused to go to Vietnam and fight a white man's war against somebody who'd never done anything to him. So, look at the Tuskegee Airmen. Their story is historic. they never lost a bomber they escorted. Not one bomber was lost to enemy fighters while the Red Tails were flying protection for the bombers. But when the war was over, what did they come home to? Inequality, racism, segregation. So, what G. Carver Woodson started 1926, we should celebrate Black History Month for all the achievements Black people have done. You can Google it, from the person who invented the clock, Benjamin Bannister, to Dr. Charles Bernard Shaw, who did the first heart transplant. All these accomplishments that Black people, the Black person invented the traffic light. And it wasn't until after the passing of the Civil Rights Act in 1965 to where finally the idea got some traction. And in 1976, President Gerald Ford acknowledged Black History Month in February. Now, is that good enough? Why is it just the shortest month of the year that is being celebrated? Only 28 days? And I know the longest month of the year has 31. It's just 3 more days. But in my opinion, it's a good thing we have now Black History Month to celebrate accomplishments of Black people. It's not called being woke. It's just the truth. This happened, and we should learn it. So those are my opinions. I would love to know your opinions. Again, please leave them in the comments section below. Again, I celebrate Black History Month. But in my opinion, just because of the history of this country and the way it was built, January through December are Black History Month as far as I'm concerned. Because for too many years, for over a century, this injustice was done to people just because of the color of their skin. And nothing has changed. So that's all I have for today. Remember, let's be kind to one another. Treat each other the way you want to be treated. It's that simple. It's the golden rule, everybody. Please subscribe to the show. Thanks for hanging out.